Hello y'all, what's up? My name is Alexis. You are watching Black Girl Guidance, and today I'm going to be reviewing CAOS Part 4. wait. CAOS Part 4. If you don't know what I mean when I say CAOS, it is the acronym for The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina on Netflix. Yes, we are getting into what Sabrina is doing. Sabrina Spellman, Sabrina Morningstar. We want to know what's going on with the girlies. Okay, we want to know what's going on. Now, first off, I heard that they were canceling the show and this was going to be the end, which was stupid, but whatever. Netflix does stupid things all the time. They don't know how to handle good shows. In general, like the show, before you even get to season 4, Sabrina is annoying. Sabrina is the most annoying character. She's always doing stuff because she wants to have her cake and eat it too. And then when it ruins everybody else's life, people end up dead. She's like, oh my god, Ambrose, help me. Oh, I had some water, I forgot. However, so yeah, Sabrina's annoying, honestly, in general. The most exciting part of this show is literally every character that is not Sabrina. And how they are finding their happiness, their relationships, all these different things. So I'm gonna just kind of talk about like the plot of this season. Also, spoiler alert, do not watch this video if you have not finished the season and you plan on finishing it and you don't want it to be ruined. If you don't care if it's ruined, continue to watch, but I am going to be giving spoilers. Now, of course, it makes sense how they structured the season. 8 episodes. There are 8 eldritch terrors that they have to face. And as each episode goes, another eldritch terror is revealed to them. Father Blackwood is still acting crazy. Hee ha ha. He then basically kidnapped freaking, what's her called? Not Miss whatever, the teacher who Lilith uses her body. And then convinced her to, you know, come on over with him and work in the Church of Evil or whatever. And one note I would like to say about this season that I did not like that they had these 2 kids running around pretending to be Judas and the other girl, which she's a girl, I don't even remember her name. But, you know, Prudence's siblings through Father Blackwood that he got through Zelda. I don't know who he got pregnant, girl. He got somebody pregnant that had these kids running around. And these kids are running around serving him, but they never speak. The only episode they speak in is when we get to the perverse or whatever, and you know, there's the episode with Father Blackwood ruling the whole world or whatever. But that's the only time we see them speak, and at that time they're like grown or whatever. Like, it's like, is it even the same people? But I'm just like, now we don't get to, not y'all had these characters in here since last season, and we don't get to ever hear them say not a word. We don't hear nothing about their thoughts, their feelings. Y'all done basically got 2 little black kids in here to be Father Blackwood's slave. Which I'm just like, if y'all wanted some kids to be his little mind numbing slaves or whatever, put some little white kids in there. Don't put 2 black kids in here just to not let them speak the entire time. I ain't like that. I ain't like that at all. But yeah, the whole Sabrina Spellman versus Sabrina Morningstar, personally, because I already told y'all Sabrina is the most annoying character, Sabrina Morningstar is actually more interesting than Sabrina Spellman. Like, Sabrina Morningstar finds love with Caliban, and like, she's ruling hell. She's just so happy to be there. Which she does say that everything's not so happy-go-lucky for her, but she just seems so happy to be there. Whereas with Sabrina Spellman, we just gotta hear her crying about the same old things. Like, not you sad that your friends then moved on and then found love and relationships while you've been gone, ruling hell, doing magic, all these other things, and then you come back and trick them into like fighting evil things with you. And also, her auntie ain't no worse. Hilda ain't no better because She didn't sat here and told her this, put this idea in her head to play with them. And I'm just like, huh? That was stupid. I really enjoyed the episode about, I'm about to go look at the names of the episodes right now. I really enjoyed the episode about the Returned. I loved when they had the whole Fright Club, you know, band contest or whatever. Like, that was super cute. The competition, Battle of the Bands in Hell, so cute, so cute. Also, it was just really interesting to see Roz learning. Girl, what? That scared me. That scared me. Oh, that scared me, y'all. I was like, now I'm talking about witches and some a noise start. Woo! Anyway, okay. First of all, I'm gonna just go character by character to have a little bit of organization. Sabrina, as we already said, annoying. I'm about to ruin this spoiler. I do think that the way it ended, people were dissatisfied. I feel like I was dissatisfied in the sense that, of course, I want to see more of the other characters and their lives and their stories. But when it comes to Sabrina's ending, like, it was what was meant to be. Like, Ambrose told her, girl, stop playing around with this. It's going to have dire consequences. She could see to play around with it. And they both could have existed in separate worlds, but instead they want to keep playing around. And, you know, it happens. I think, like, Sabrina from episode 1, season 1, like, wanted the best of both worlds, and she was always going to have to choose. And because she was not able to choose, that ended up being her final character flaw. And that was like her, if you're into writing and stuff, like, this was like her, you know, they made her like a Jesus character, basically. Like, she sacrificed herself for the rest of the world. And I mean, I thought it was like a beautiful ending. Like, I cried. Of course, it was sad to watch, but it was kind of like what had to be done has to be done. And she knew it. She came to terms with it. And she did it. And I respected that. It was sad, but I respected it. Gavin, Nick that plays Nicholas Scratch. Nick is kind of like, I mean, I think it makes sense that he's Sabrina's, like, love of her life, because he's boring, she's boring. The whole thing with him and Prudence, like, hooking up in the beginning of the 4th season was just very much like, it seemed like it was just about sex. Like, it didn't seem like they were actually together. It seemed like it was just about sex and making Sabrina and Ambrose upset. So yeah. Harvey Kinkle. Harvey, like, you know, it's nice to see his character development. It's nice to see him grow that relationship with his father, because of course we know his father was very abusive at one point. It's nice to see him, you know, his dad be proud of him when they did the Battle of the Bands. It was also nice to see during the episode The Perverse how Roz was able to get through to him with the love, because honestly, bro, of all of them, even though, you know, the perversion had happened, you still see that Theo still you know, is like willing to fight for her friends despite the fact that they are witches or whatever. Her oh, I'm not gonna delete that. I just misgendered Theo. Theo is a boy. Sorry. Ooh, that was horrible. Anyway, Theo, he is willing to fight for his man. And even though his man is like a nymph, is that what they are? I don't know. One of the little things that been running around in the woods, he still was able to be like, yeah, I know, like, even though the perversion still, his character still shown throughout the perversion, right? He still was brave and willing to fight back against Father Blackwood, despite the fact that they were literally being forced to, you know, pray to this man, basically. But it was not surprising that Harvey's stupid self was the one that fell victim to the perversion and was like, oh, witches are evil, Father Blackwood, la, 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 la. Which all of this happened in the same episode after Roz had admitted to Harvey that she was in fact a witch in the real world outside of the perversion. And I just thought it was very beautiful that she was able to reach his heart and get him to, you know, come to the good side, even though he didn't know what was going on. He didn't know that he was being, you know, his mom was being played with or whatever. So yeah, I just enjoyed that. And also, if you don't know, the characters Roz and Harvey in real life, those real people, the real actors, are actually dating. Ross Lynch actually is releasing new music, which maybe I'll review his music, because I don't know. But yeah, they did a weird like TikTok where he was like trying to do her hair and it was very much like white boyfriend does a black girlfriend to her, and it was just very cringy to it was very cringy to me, but if they happy, I'm happy for them. Lachlan Watson, who plays Theo, who I just misgendered, I'm so sorry. Theo, like, I love Theo's relationship with I don't really even know what type of creature this person is, but I love Theo's relationship. I love just Theo, like, the development of the character from, you know, being bullied before being trans, for being queer, and then really, like, stepping into their power. Like, I feel like Theo, he really stepped into his power throughout the season. We really saw that character development. Theo was just like, nah, I'm not taking no I'm not taking nothing. And oh my gosh, when the, like, sex demon or whatever, like, came into Theo and then was, like, going all over the wedding, that was crazy. I thought the way Sabrina trapped that demon was really smart. Trapped him in the house, it was really smart. Okay, next, Jackson, Claire, Rosalind. Well, what they should have done is gave us a little more about the fact that in actuality, Rosalind is a lot more powerful than Sabrina, which of course, when you start the series, like, Sabrina is a witch, she knows she's a witch, and she's just like, oh, my friends are just mortals, I have to protect them. But really, then we find out Rosalind has the cunning, she's losing her sight, all these things. But then we come to find out, nah, because of Mambo Larry, whatever, Roz has been a witch this whole time. Like, this is not no, she just got a little instinct, she could see things. Nah, baby, she's a witch, just like Sabrina, and actually a lot more powerful than Sabrina, because she can see things in the future. I'm not saying, okay, Sabrina has loads of power because she's half Morningstar, she's half Lucifer. However, she, like, Roz just has a different set of powers that is really an asset that the Coven does not have, and that they're able to utilize for their advantage to fix the things that Sabrina has broken. And even when everybody's giving up on Sabrina, everybody's giving up on finding everybody else, like, Roz is like, nah, we gonna figure this out. And I just love, like, Roz was just very shy, you know, in the beginning, and just to see at the end of this season how Roz, like, really steps into that power, really speaks to her grandmother, and her grandmother's like, yeah, girl, we was witches, we just couldn't do what the white women was out here doing, so we was in hiding, but we been witches, we been about that. Ooh, just seeing that journey and seeing this older black woman, like, guide her into this, it was so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And we go on to the next black witch queen, Prudence, played by Tati Gabrielle. And just Prudence, I think they really left us lacking when it came to Prudence. They really had her, like, fall so deep into this hate of her father that she almost got everybody stuck in the perversion. Then it's just like we never really get to see her really explore with her brother and sister and protect them from Father Blackwood. Then what I would say, I really enjoyed that nice scene between Prudence, Dorcas, and Agatha, and just, you know, Dorcas forgiving Agatha for killing her, and just, you know, them, like, loving on each other despite everything that happened. I think Prudence and, like, her need for sisterhood, her need to be accepted by a family because she never had that family unit, is just so beautiful. And when Prudence, Roz, and Mambo Larry all team up and they become the new Prudence, like, they're holding hands, and Prudence is like, we're the new weird sisters. That is the most amazing scene. That is, like, top 2 scenes of the whole season, and it ain't number 2. Top 2 scenes of the whole series, and it ain't number 2, okay? Like, oh my gosh, I could have cried. Like, I might have cried just a little bit, because it's just like, at first, you know how Prudence is, she's very much like, ugh, this is a mortal, who is this girl? Acting real weird to Roz, and then Mambo's like, no, like, it's okay, my Cherie, like, don't treat her like that. She one of us. She a witch out here. And she was like, Prudence was like, oh, well, she needs to prove it. Then Roz was like, proved it. And then they came together, and I just loved it. And, like, they relied on each other. Like, when Prudence was in that dark place, they was helping her get out of the dark place. Like, it was just beautiful. It was beautiful. I feel like they really could have done more with Prudence. One, I feel like they really could have showed the fact that Roz is super powerful, and they could have really dived into that a little more. They could have really shown more with Prudence diving into her power more. I think they really only showed Prudence's power in ways that like were to show that Sabrina was like not that girl. Like they started off the series with like Prudence being chosen to be like the head witch or whatever, the student witch or whatever of the coven, and like Sabrina like giving her like a scowl. And I'm just like, well girl, Sabrina, you don't ever be here. And Prudence is that girl. She's been that girl when you was too busy trying to figure out if you want to be human or a witch. Prudence was dedicated to being a witch. She's been dedicated since season 1. So, yeah, I just feel like they really could have shown more like of Prudence's power despite all these other things and despite Father Blackwood. But I think you really see that the character of Prudence is really family oriented, and how family is both her downfall and like the thing that keeps her going. The next character I'm talking about is Ambrose, which is only suiting since we're talking about Prudence. And I definitely think one thing I hated was that they did not bring Prudence and Ambrose back together. Even though there were many times when we see them communicating with each other and calling on each other. So you can definitely tell that there's still that familial bond between them. But I mean, I definitely feel like, girl, like, they are each other's loves of each other's lives. Like, I understand that there was this thing where he didn't let her get her revenge and all these things happen, but I definitely feel like they were it. And everybody keeps saying they want a Prudence and Ambrose spinoff. I think we need a Prudence and Roz spinoff, and Harvey and Ambrose will be sideline characters, because Ambrose is good to be smart, Harvey is good to be the stupid one that just be saying stupid shit, and then of course Theo will still be there. Like, they just need to continue the show without Sabrina, honestly, because Sabrina be done fucked everything up. Like, I just feel like the characters on the show are great without Sabrina. But Ambrose, did y'all ever notice how like they mentioned, which I think we always knew this, but there was some point in this series when like they found out it was 2 Sabrinas running around, and they were like, Ambrose, you knew the whole time, and don't say that you're 113, don't say a 16-year-old girl made you do something. And I was like, wait, how old is Prudence? Because Ambrose been messing with Prudence, and I understand that their bodies look the same, but I was confused. I was like, what happens when it comes to the age of consent, which is, and people looking young when they're really 500 years old? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Like, how old is Caliban? How long he been living in hell? And he get with Sabrina Morningstar. It's a little weird. It's a little weird. It's a little weird. But we just gonna forget that. We just gonna say it's all magical and all these things, and consent is okay, girl. Because that's threw me off. I'm like, wait, well, if he 113, how old is Prudence? Ambrose, I think Ambrose, I love that he always, even without trying, he takes the risk, even when he's scared to take the risk that Sabrina wants him to take. And he always is figuring out these smart things. Like, I definitely do feel like, my friend Courtney brought up that like they kind of pushed Ambrose into being like the smart, always in the book, always doing research person, and we don't really see his character development. But also Ambrose is developed as a character because he lived 113 years of life. I think he is definitely pushed when it comes to his knowledge more because of Sabrina's mess ups, and I do think we could probably see more in like him losing his fear of things and him realizing that there are so many infinite possibilities in the universe, in the multiple universes. So I definitely think that could be something to be built upon. And again, I really think that him and Prudence should have at least reconciled. Like, we should have seen, of course they were working together and reconciled in that sense, but it was only like they were working together for the utility of the fact that the world was going in. We needed to see them have a scene together, Prudence and Ambrose, where they, even if they said they don't want to be together, they reconciled and like